Oh shit. I am a kid in a candy store today because right behind me I have my good buddy Haas's Audi RS Q8. Now we've done so many cars with him before. We've done GT3s, 812s, FFs, you name it. Range Rovers before this, but now he's got this bad boy RS Q8. This RS Q8 has 592 horsepower, 590 foot-pounds of torque from the V8 twin turbo. This is the same exact V8 twin turbo that is in the Lamborghini Urus. It's the same V8 twin turbo that's in the Audi RS6 Avant. And the specs on this thing are outrageous. Obviously, it's a huge SUV. It weighs a lot, but the 0 to 62 time is 3.8 seconds and the 0 to 124 is 13.7 seconds. This thing has a top speed from factory at 155. However, we've already done a tune to this car, so it's going north of 600 horsepower and foot-pounds of torque, and also that top speed limiter has been removed. So I'm gonna talk with my buddy Haas, who's right off camera right now, to see if he's done a top speed on this just yet. We'll find out, we'll see what that is with the new tune. But what it's here for today are some 23-inch Anarchy wheels from their new 3Ps X Series. It is the very first Audi RS Q8 in the world with 3-piece 23-inch wheels. My buddy Haas waited a very, very long time for it. He originally had a BMW X7. We ordered some Anarchies for that, and then about 2 months into the build, he said, hey, I switched the X7, I didn't like it too much. I got this RS Q8, and thank God he did, because this thing is outrageous. I mean, we've done a bunch of Lamborghini Urus before, but to me, this is more of the gentleman's Urus. It's with the tune, it's actually quite faster than the Urus, unless we're talking about the twin turbo upgrade that we did on that white one, which I'm gonna try and convince him after this to do, because that would be an absolute rocket. There is carbon all over the place. I want you guys to take a look at some of the carbon accents from factory. No need to do aftermarket kits on this, especially when he did the black optics package, which has carbon right here, carbon on the rear diffuser. You've got carbon almost on the entire front end. Let's work our way back towards that. But before we do, let's take a look on the inside. More carbon, of course. These amazing heated and cooled seats. The entire heads-up display with dual screen behind the steering wheel. The leather steering wheel that looks amazing. You've got RS all over the place on the headrests, on the steering wheel. Black, piano black, I should say, for the trim. Carbon on here. I mean, this car is out of control. Carbon on the door. Let's look at the front. There's carbon everywhere on this thing. Take a shot for every time I say carbon in this video. We'll have a little bit of fun. Look at this. We've got all of this. So chrome delete, everything delete. Everything delete, right? That's the option package called everything delete. Delete, delete. All control delete. So I'm very excited to see what the Anarchies are gonna look like on this thing. What we have behind me is a Ferrari GTC4Lusso T. Now you may be wondering, haven't we already featured this car on our channel? No, we have not. The car that we featured on our channel was the one that we purchased for the Gold Rush Rally. This one behind me is the same black exterior paint. However, this belongs to a customer of ours that is located down here in Miami, Florida. We also did his 812 Superfast very, very recently. If you guys can remember, that was one of them that we did on some Anarchy wheels that had a moderate drop with the Novatec Sport Springs for the OEM Plus look. So we know that he likes the OEM Plus look, and that's exactly what we're going for here. So this is HRE's flagship monoblock series called P2. They have 4 models in total. One is the P201, which is my personal design favorite. They've got the P200, which is a mesh. They've got the P207, and they've got these bad boys right here, the P204s. Let's take a closer look at it so I can show you guys some of the design elements. Now what you'll notice is that these are directional. Right at the edge of each spoke, you have a little design where it has a forward or a rear facing design language. Now, our techs have to be mindful of of mounting up the same side, or else you're gonna have ones in the back that face forward and ones in the front that face rear, or vice versa. I also have to be mindful of asking the customer which setup he wants. Some people like it like this, which is the more traditional way. Other people like it the reverse way, where we call it a saw blade kind of design. This is a specialty one-off finish. HRE does not offer this finish for their forged wheels. They actually offer it for their flow form wheels. They call it liquid metal, but my client came in, he saw the finish in our display, and he's like, that's the one I want. So what we did is we did a one-off for him. We won't replicate it again. He loves it, but I think it looks spectacular. If I was to call it something, I mean, let's just stick with what HRE calls it on their flow form wheels, liquid metal. It's got a nice polished look, a nice shine to it, but not overly shiny. The client did not want anything glossy, so it's a good OEM look, what we call it. As I mentioned, I had another guy come in earlier today with a Lusso, and he thought that these were the factory wheels. He was wondering why he didn't have these on his car as an option. Of course, we have the Ferrari bezel cap, so we can utilize that instead of the HRE center caps. We've got black valve stems, black lugs. Everything works together with the black car, the yellow calipers, of course, carbon ceramics, the yellow side badging. So I think it's a perfect match. Attention to detail. A lot of people will miss the valve stem color. A lot of people will misplace or put some chrome or silver lugs. So there's nothing that we overlook. We even have the weights to balance the wheels and tires, and we have them in black, which not a lot of people do offer. Talking about the suspension, again, this customer just wanted the OEM plus look, so we didn't slam it too much. We just lowered it very, very little with the Novatec Sport springs. The springs are made in Germany, one of the highest quality spring sets that you can purchase for the Ferrari. They specialize in Italian supercars like this. Lamborghini, Maserati, Ferrari, anything like that. Those are the guys to go to for it. With the exhaust, we did a couple different stages. The customer came to us, I should say, with the Capristo muffler, and he said he wanted something to be a little bit louder. So what we did was we did an IPE X pipe, and we also did the IPE Sport Cap pipes. So the customer that came in earlier with the Lusso V12, he said, hey, I'm thinking about increasing the sound of my V12, but let's hear how the V8 twin turbo sounds. And I said, well, we definitely increase the sound on this. So if you like this, imagine what your V12 is gonna sound. So you know what? Let me hop in real quick, give you guys a couple of revs so you can let us know what you think about the V8 twin turbo with the combination of the Capristo mufflers, the IPE Sport Cap pipes, and the X pipe. That pretty much sums up the entire exterior and modifications that we've done to this car. I want you guys to go in the description box below the video, take a look at the link of our Lusso and of this Lusso as well, and let us know what you think is the better look. Do you like something that's a little bit more aggressive, like what we did to ours, where we slammed it a lot, had some really crazy anarchy wheels with a polished finish? Or do you like more of the OEM plus look, where we did a less traditional 21 sizing? On our car we did 21-22. So let us know what you think, comment in the section below, and hopefully you enjoy this one. All right guys, so right behind me we have the completed project of the Audi RS Q8. It is one hell of a look. I love how it came out. We did the suspension, we did the wheels, we did a tune on it as well to remove the top speed limiter. So I want to get a little bit closer to the car so we can talk a little bit more about these anarchy wheels, because they are out of control. I wish you guys were actually here in person to see some of the color off the sun and some of the details of it, but let's try our best to grab some of that detail. So what Anarchy does is they polish the wheel after it comes out of machining, and then they spray it with the bronze powder coat, and then they spray it once more with a satin clear coat. So that's how you get this really cool sheen on it. A lot of other wheel companies are wondering how there's a sheen, but it's not a satin finish, not a dull, like a matte or anything like that. It is, and that's the way to do it. I mean, they do an incredible job at creating new finishes. I was able to convince the customer to do a polished outer lip. I know down the road, he's probably gonna do some different combinations of wheels, different combinations of colors as well, possibly even with this wheel again. Let's move over to the front wheel, because I wanna show off these over 17-inch
brake calipers. This has to be one of the largest brake calipers and brake discs that I've ever seen. It's a 10 piston in the front, and when you actually see the 23-inch wheel with taking a step back, it fills up the wheel well perfectly, and also just everything is so proportionate. The calipers and the brake disc are proportionate to the wheel size. The wheel size is proportionate to the tire height, and the tires and everything, the whole combo is proportionate to the bodywork of the car. I think we knocked it out of the park with this. The customer actually picked it up yesterday and he loved it. It came back today so we could do some lowering links, which we have done. They are adjustable. He wants to go a little bit lower, but I'm trying to convince him not to because I want him to maintain the ride. He does transport his family in the car as well. So this thing is just an all-around supreme vehicle. It is fast as heck. It looks amazing. It's obviously useful because it's the SUV and it's a quite large one. And so it's mind-boggling the amount of speed and acceleration that this car has with the tune on it now. So I love the wheel combination. Going the extra mile also with the carbon center caps. This is one of my favorite SUVs that we've done this year. I would love to get it back sometime so we can put it side by side with the Urus that we've done on some 24s. And I think down the road, you're gonna see this car again. As I mentioned, this client of mine loves to do aftermarket wheels and multiple sets on cars. We've done so with previous cars that he's had, like the 991 GT3, the F12 Berlinetta. So I think down the road, he's gonna go with some 24s, maybe a totally different color combination, but the Anarchy wheel is not chosen for the next set. So let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would love for you guys to leave some comments on what Anarchy wheel you wanna see, what size you wanna see, whether it's monoblock or 3-piece, what finish combination you wanna see as well, because the next time that he orders his second set, I'm gonna tell him what all the comments were and see if we can come up with something really, really cool for this client. He's very open-minded. As you can see, it's absolutely phenomenal. I love how the red ties with the little Anarchy red in the carbon center cap. I love the bronze. I love how the polished clear lip breaks up the entire carbon and everything else on the gray RS Q8. And so I can't stop looking back at it. I mean, it's phenomenal. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, share with your friends, keep viewing. I love doing these videos for you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.